people coming.
The dead can't hear us.
We'll kill every last man in Castle Black.
Season 4, The Game of Thrones, concludes with the season finale Sunday on HBO while we await the season premiere in the fall of the defending kings of college football. But could someone knock them from their throne? Hi, everyone. I'm Ray Crawford. Joining us, a man who lives and works in that Seminoles kingdom, our Florida State insider, Brandon Mellor, as well as our managing editor, Pete Fiutak. And Brandon, we're going to start with you. How does this year's team, in terms of talent, compare to the one the Noles fielded last fall?
You know, Ray, from a talent standpoint, I think that this team is right on par with where they were a season ago when they went undefeated. You credit Jimbo Fisher and his staff with year after year after year of, superb recruiting. And it's paying off now because you can replenish a roster with guys like P.J. Williams, Ronald Darby, and Jalen Ramsey, Artis Jr., obviously Jameis Winston, and all senior offensive line, Rashad Green at receiver, Nick O'Leary. The list goes on and on. So from a talent standpoint, I don't think this team will miss a beat, and they're really reaping the rewards of getting some elite talent year in and year out here in Tallahassee.
Phil Steele had 7 Noles preseason All-ACC last year, has 9 on the list this year. So few, who could knock off Florida State from that throne?
Lots of tough games on the schedule, and we're not even going to talk about Notre Dame or Louisville or Miami, but the 3 teams that really have a good shot, Oklahoma State's one of them. It's a program that's used to playing in big games, used to playing on a big stage, used to playing in a big conference. It's not going to be intimidated by playing Florida State. It's not going to have a problem dealing with all the horror of a defending national champion, and they might have the firepower to hang around with them a little bit. The Cowboys do have enough offense where they could be the best team in the Big 12 as this season goes on. Second team I want to watch out for is Clemson. Last year, obviously, they got just bombarded in Death Valley. The offense is going to be worse this year. No Taj Boyd, no Sammy Watkins. But the defense, Vic Beasley and that group, should be a lot better. There's going to be no expectations on the Tigers to win this game against the Noles after what happened last season. That could be a dangerous game for them. Obviously, it would probably be for the Atlantic title. And finally, Florida. The Gators are going to reload in a hurry. They were banged up. That was a shadow of its former self at the end of last season. The offense is going to be far better. The defense could be the best in the SEC East. This could be a team that could challenge for the SEC title, and that's going to be a dangerous team for the Noles.
Brandon, what's the biggest position of question for Florida State?
I don't look at a singular position, so to speak, on this roster as maybe an Achilles heel for this team. I look at what they lost leadership-wise. Marcus Joyner, Terrence Brooks, Telvin Smith. All guys who were vocal leaders and kind of pace this team both on and off the field. I don't know who that guy's going to be this year. You've got a lot of elite players, really good guys that, should keep the talent level there and the performance level there. But who's going to be that rah-rah guy that keeps this team motivated? Who's going to be that guy that can lead a team back in a national championship game defensively? I'm really interested to see who steps up on that side of the ball and becomes kind of that alpha dog on a team of really good players.
My thing is, I know it's kind of boring, but if you're splitting hairs, if it becomes a tight game, the punting game. You saw in the national championship, Auburn had a huge advantage in the punting game. Tilted the field a little bit better than Florida State did. And the other problem is backup quarterback. Jacob Coker's probably going to be starting for Alabama now. Jameis Winston, with all the problems he has had, Crabgate and everything else, if he, not forgetting the fact if he gets injured, if there are any other problems, their national championship season probably goes away if Jameis Winston goes down. Backup quarterback, a little bit of a concern.
All right, we'll see how it all fares out here in a couple of months. Guys, thanks very much. By the way, HBO says The Game of Thrones beat The Sopranos as the all-time most-watched series on the network. Football and TV history, that's what we do here. We also bring you the very latest from the web. Check out Shea Pepler and her trend tracker only on CampusInsiders.com.